Wow, wow, wow. It's Jazz. It's the West Ham transfer show. Not really breaking news because it's been filtering in the background for the last 24, 48 hours. But I thought I got to do a show on this. And again, you might not be in favour of it, but it's news and it just gets me excited being linked with different players, different propositions, different options, who could leave, who could come. And I didn't include this guy in my daily West Ham transfer show. I thought I just got to do it, put my point of view across, do a bit of research on the player. It's Eric Dier of Tottenham Hotspur, the club we never do any transfers with. We don't talk to the chairman. It's ever since I think Eddie Bayol loan deal collapsed and David Gold, God bless him, went to the media and said, you just can't do business with some people, pointing fingers at Daniel Levy. But listen, it's come out of the blue. I'm a bit surprised, but the more I think about it, the more I'm not surprised. And the more I'm okay with it. Because you got to remember, funds are very limited at the moment amongst all clubs, including West Ham, due to financial fair play. And it's not just the kind of the transfer fee that's killing the clubs. It's the fucking agent fees, the salary these players are earning, doing fuck all most of the time, including at West Ham, apart from the 11 that play. And we just have to shift players on and shift players in, right? Shift players out, push players in, shall I say. And Eric Dier, I'm fine with it because he's a David Moyes type of player, and because David Moyes will fucking play him and use him, and I'm happy with that, right? Right? There's no way he's a Tim Stuyton type of European playmaker, centre-half sweeper, exotic 23, 24-year-old, right? Eric Dier is 29 years old. He's going to be 30 in a couple of weeks' time, nearly 50 caps for England. Looked at the formations he plays. He normally has played as a centre-back in the middle with the three centre-backs. So usually your best centre-back, your most clever centre-back, plays in the middle of the three at the back. So that's what he's been playing. You go back to 2021, 2022. Then he plays on the right side a lot of the time. I think he plays is one of the two on kind of the right side a lot of the time, but I think he can play left or right. It doesn't really matter, but he plays a lot in the free centre-back option. But I think at West Ham, we could use him like that, or he's more than happy in a flat back four. And this is the guy who, he's got kind of Portuguese citizenship, because I'm not sure, he might have been born in Portugal or he went out there really young. He came through the academy at Sporting Lisbon, which is so famous, produced players such as Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano Ronaldo, and many, many more. And then obviously he came to Spurs. He kind of, made his name under Poch, came through, that season where they used to qualify for Champions League, got into the Champions League final, 49 caps for England. Southgate's got time for him. Good professional, very, very strong. I think if you compare him to Oggy, Agard, I think it's a good move. It's bringing in a squad player. We're still in Europa. I think we could do with this guy. Largely, I think the European oppositions are fairly shit, but this guy brings some European international pedigree. He's a London boy. He doesn't have to move, fluent in English, knows the Premiership, and goes back to David Moyes' remit in the summer, which clashed with Tim, saying, listen, I want Premiership proven players who can hit the ground running. So obviously Ward-Prowse has hit the ground running. There's been no issues in settling this boy around in terms of language, area, should we buy a house, where's your family? Eric Dier is similar. Comes in tomorrow. He's virtually match fit. He's only played a couple of games for Spurs. His contract runs out in the summer. So there's a good chance. I know we're negotiating against a pain in the ass guy in Daniel Levy, but if online he's valued at around 10, 12 million euros, right? But I think if we can get him in permanently for around 5 million maybe, or a loan deal. But the only thing is I want that loan deal option to be open. So if we can sign him permanently, we can go for another player in terms of a loan deal then. that could open options up for us, really. But it all depends who we're going to bring in loan, who not. But listen, discussions have started. We have made contact with Tottenham, and I think despite the bad blood between the clubs and rivalry, Daniel Levy's got to put that to the bin. The history of us, because if this carries on, there's only 20 clubs in the Premier League, and if these two never trade with each other, it's just a bit of shit in it, really. And that kind of blacklists Tottenham a lot, because I don't think Chelsea trade with them. I don't think Arsenal trade with them. If West Ham don't trade with them, that's 3 clubs out the 19. Now you can't, and fuck, you got to think with your brains. Business. He's probably on a good salary, right? And he ain't going to play till June. So 6 monthly times salary what they're going to save, 4 or 5 million, maybe 3 million plus 2 in extras. Get the deal done. Bring him in. Bring him in the in the 4 at the back. Him and Zuma, good level-headed, good experience too. I think it makes sense. We haven't got the 20, 30 million to go for the young, risky Agar type from abroad or the young, risky Kera type from abroad. It hasn't worked. The ones that largely worked are the ones who kind of Premier League, Emerson, Ward-Prowse, they've kind of done all right, you know what I mean? So I think this makes sense. It's a David Moyes signing. It's a David Moyes player that he wants. That, for me, means he's going to use him. And I'm really, really happy with that. He ticks a lot of boxes for me. Good organisational skills, good leadership skills, not really pacey, but he can read the game. He's not bad, right? He's done well in and out. A lot of the matches we played with him, right? But this just means we've got an extra body to get us over the line, get us over this season with Europa, FA Cup, and in European kind of spots right behind Tottenham, incidentally, really. But what it means, let's gather again in June and let's go for more younger player. So Ward-Prowse 29-30, Eric Dier 30. It doesn't help our problem of being the oldest squad in the league. I get it. But in terms of the circumstances we're with, we're going to have to go for more expensive signings in the summer. Or if we can get Girassi, the 18 million guy, 15 million guy, Sterling, out, and then him, that's fucking all right, isn't it? Up one up front, virtually free signing at the back. That's good for me. And obviously, Kera out the door, get 2-3 more out the door. We're beginning to, recycle the shit out and kind of use players that Moyes wants. Moyes hasn't got a contract, obviously signed and sealed, so he's got to do what's good for him. He doesn't want to really look that much beyond the summer window, so bringing players in like Ward-Prowse and him, it gives him immediate players he can use. No real sell value, but when you're going to sign kind of Dier for the money we're going to, I think it makes sense. And it kind of goes on the back of how you couldn't get Maguire for. I thought, looking back, McTominay and Maguire would have been good signings. Really good signings. I think McTominay, you guys would pick McTominay over Souček, I think, right? And you would pick Maguire over Agard, over Oggy, and that kind of thing, right? So I think this makes sense. And if you don't agree with it, then at least support the guy when he comes in. Fuck the Tottenham links, puts on our colours. I'm excited. I'm happy with it. I love new signings because I'm fucking sick of seeing people on the bench not being used or people just not good enough. Loads of people not good enough. Loads of people not his players. I just want someone through the door. And I think overall Moyes deserves a little bit of a leeway with Tim because of the money outlay. It's going to be minimum. He gets his player. Tim's like, fucking keep Uncle Moyes happy. I'll go and look for Girassi and 1 or 2 others that are more younger, more interesting, more of an interesting risk and that kind of thing, really. So, not really breaking news, but again, people like ex-employee, we're in discussions with him. He's on our list. Clubs are talking to each other. It makes sense because I think Tottenham are after this Genoa centre-back. They're in touch with the Genoa guys. This will free him up. He's not in the plans of the manager because manager wants quick young players. I get that. Obviously, he's not a long-term solution for us, but what we're getting in return is a professional guy, been round the block, not really that old, 29, 30. That'll do for a couple of years, and we need the bodies through. He has had 1 or 2 injuries, so I'm hoping he stays clear of those, but it's someone who can come in straight away, organise the back four, help in Europa, help in 1 or 2 other situations. And this all points towards fingers that we are we are seriously doing things really, really quick. So I think Kera's deal will be announced today, tomorrow. It's only the 4th of Jan. This Eric thing ain't going to go on too long, I don't think. There could be really real moves on this next week, barring Daniel Levy doesn't fucking take the piss. And I think this makes sense. He's not getting any game time. I think he'll come straight away. We're in the top 6. We're in Europa. We're in the FA Cup. Good home fixture at Bristol City. For me, I'm excited. I'm happy for Eric Dier to come in and help us. We need nothing. Don't get personal about these players. Don't look at, oh, no. Whatever he is, he's better than our fucking bench and the squad before that don't fucking play. And he's better than Agard, right? And he's fucking better than Oggy as well, I think, if you look at it game by game, right? Oggy, there's already scary rumours that we're going to keep Oggy beyond this season. I don't want fucking rumours like that, right? So I think he's a body through the door. We need him. And like Dawson, don't judge him yet, right? Dawson had a load of pelters. Wait till these people come in, put in a shift, and hopefully he'll be all right. I think obviously Zuma next to him make him even better. He has been jittery, I get it. His best days are probably behind him, I get it. But in the predicament we're in at the moment, the situation we're in at the moment, he doesn't suit Tottenham. He suits us. Minimum outlay, minimum fuss, no settlement time, comes in straight away, and I think it does. And then we can move on to the more, free up more money, more spaces for other people, I think. So get it done, mate, get it done for me. But that's it from me. I'll be back again if I hear anything else exciting, really. So you guys, Eric Dier, set to become a West Ham player. Support him, back him, hammer Dier.